Hey guys, we need a podcast.
Yo, what's going on? It's your guy Snubb G's, man. I got my co-D, Mr. Coley. This is Open Mic. We need a podcast. Per the norm, we got a special guest in the building. We're going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves, man.
Yeah, what it do is King Kong gotcha.
What up? It's your boy Ambassador Rick, Opioid.
Grunge Gelato.
Hey,
Opioid Era, baby.
Opioid
Yes,
Era.
sir.
so listen, man. I've been wanting to bring y'all up here for a minute, man. I'm not gonna just keep it no cap, no rap cap. But I think I discovered y'all from the 7-5 podcast.
Okay.
Live from 7-5.
Okay.
I had an episode up there a while back.
Yeah, Shout out to Blazer.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Blazer.
Blazer. Yep.
Always showing us love. But I think I had heard y'all spitting. I think it was on an old pun instrumental from way back, and I was like, yo.
Yeah.
I hit Snub right
He
away.
texted me, yo, you got to check these niggas out. You got to, and me, man.
I didn't say it like that.
It's just, no, he didn't say it. He didn't say it like that. But, I mean, it's like sometimes when we discover new music, I'll press him, like, yo, listen to this. And, you know, he'll take his time on it. And the same thing with him. He'll press me for some new music and say, yo, listen to these dudes. And I'll be kind of slow on it. Yeah. And I won't lie, man. I would just... You know, he keeps pushing you. Like, he keeps pushing you guys. Like, yo, these dudes is fire. These dudes is fire. And I was like, let me check him out, man. And y'all definitely got that sound, man, that feel, that golden era feel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That I think me and Coley were brought up on. So I definitely can appreciate that, man. Then listening to the album, you guys have all of these nostalgic beats that you guys are just
the pun, the
figure skating all over. You know what I mean? So I can appreciate it, man.
Yeah, that's a nice.
We appreciate
that's a nice term,
that, man.
right there.
You know what I mean?
For real.
So listen, the thing is, I don't really know much about y'all at all. For real. So
That's why we brought you up. Yeah, we want to kind of dig deeper.
Tell us a little bit. I don't know who wants to take the lead, but tell us a little bit about where you're from. How did y'all meet each other? Kind of a little bit of backstory on how y'all came to be as a group, as a collective.
How
do y'all know each other?
Okay, well, I can say me, I'm probably the glue in between both of them.
Yeah.
I was DJing, doing mixtapes and, you know, things of that nature. The mixtape game was was a major part for me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Me
saying?
too. Me too.
So I think Grunge, you just came home.
Yeah.
He just came home and he wanted me to host his mixtape. I didn't know him, he didn't know me, and you know, it was a no-brainer. He was from Virginia Beach, I'm from Virginia Beach, and we made it happen. Ambassador Rick, he's from the other side of the water, he's from Hampton. The guys that was I guess co-managing him at the time reached out to me to sit down with me to host his mixtape. So basically, I was behind both of them before we even made this over 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. How far do we go back?
Yeah,
well over 10 years.
This over 10 years ago. So that's the glue that, you know. And then once I did Grunge mixtape, we built the rapport and the relationship. After I did his mixtape, we gained the rapport and relationship. You know what I'm saying?
And then it just made sense from there.
It just made sense.
So let me
And
ask.
then we end up collabing all together on some joints, and then it made sense.
Right.
We just, you know, over the years kept coming together.
We probably got 10 joints before we even
Started this.
years
Yeah.
before we even came with this idea.
Yeah.
Just
Gotcha.
Like you said 10 joints, 10 records.
and we just throughout the years that we had did that. Before we ever thought about anything like this.
Right.
And they never came out.
I got
They
you.
never came out.
So let me ask you this. How old are we?
I'm 37.
Okay. So I asked that because it kind of gives me a direction of the generation of music we kind of grew up on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think
So-
we're about the same age, roughly. all
So I'm
of us, probably.
33.
Right.
So, I mean, but I think that pretty much sums it up. That generation, because a lot of the guys that come up here, to no fault of their own, but the younger generation.
Yeah.
So
we got love for the younger
we
generation.
we got
A lot
super
of-
love.
A lot of guys that's, our age or older is bitter
Right.
to the youngins.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they might not have made it or whatever, whatever their story may be. But,
We still hold them to a standard,
Absolutely.
but we don't.
Right.
You
That's
know
what
what I
you have to
mean? We still hold them to a standard, but we don't, we don't hate on them at
I
all.
think-
I
I
mean,
think-
because why would we? You know, I mean, to let it die with us is you know what I mean? The whole game die. We need new blood coming in.
We do need new blood, but I think like you just said, we need to hold them to standard.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say, a lot of the younger generation, a lot of their surroundings, their teams aren't holding them to a standard, kind of like we were held to a standard.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
When we was coming up, you know what I mean?
Right,
absolutely.
Let's see. So let's take it back to. So let's bring it back a little bit, man. I kind of want to get y'all feel and y'all talk, because I like talking this type of talk with rappers. Let's take it back to. Matter of fact, let me ask you this: When did y'all fall in love with the game? Like, what album, what project, what MC, what rapper just made you be like, yo, this is it. I want to try this. I want to try rapping.
My shit probably go back. I would probably say
Grandmaster Caz.
Nah, man. Fuck out of here, man. Nah,
about
man.
to lose all our subscribers, yo.
Nah, not at all. I mean, it would be like Rakim, you know.
Talking hip hop, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, check out my melody and shit like that. Like,
Okay.
I remember dubbing that shit off the radio on my tape. You know what I'm saying?
You say that, bro.
Yeah.
I remember those days, bro.
you
Yeah,
know
bro.
what I'm saying? So that's like the early. I mean, I had heard hip hop records before then, but that's when I heard that. It was like, yo.
That's the one that
shit is-
stuck with you.
Yeah,
And
like.
start
I'm
doing your
into this.
research then, and yeah.
Cause before, like early '80s and shit like that, like you just had music. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't kind of decipher between what was rap and what it was just like good records. You had Michael Jackson, Run DMC, all of that
Right.
shit playing at the same. You know what
The
I mean?
same
So
go.
it's like, you know, around that time is when I started making a distinction that okay,
This is a whole
this
nother
is
genre.
a whole something else. You know what I'm saying? This is something different. So yeah, that for me, you know.
So Rakim.
I think for me, I could go with Rakim too, but before Rakim and before all that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like every day I used to be with my grandma. My grandma played nothing but James Brown. Vinyl. Every day, all day, from the time she get up till it's time to lay it down. So I could say James Brown for me. That's the first person that I heard put words together and with passion, pure passion. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You took,
and
you took notice too. Yeah.
and his work ethic, like as a kid, to keep going through those vinyls, and the cover of the vinyl is his face. Back then, not knowing he's independent. His face is on. He's one of the first black men to be independent,
Right.
and not go through a major record label.
Right.
So just, you know, like later on in life when you look back,
In hindsight, you
there
pick
you
up
go.
those things.
So I could say
Absolutely.
I could probably say James Brown.
Right.
All right. Well, if you're looking at it from that standpoint, like my pops was a DJ. You know what I'm saying? So like early, like I mean like 70s, like my pops was making like DJ Clue style mixtapes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like my pops was in the military and shit, so he be when he go to London. You know what I'm saying? He make tapes for like the shit that he was hearing in London and sending them back over here. You know what I'm saying? So every tape that he make for his boys, he'd send me and my brother a copy. So he had the track listing up there. He talking over the joints,
Right,
all of
right.
that, shouting out me and my brother. So
Yeah,
that, from in essence, that's like the first really hip hop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was exposed to, because you know,
So that was-
DJs kind of, you know.
So the music that was on these tapes, was it like
It was
London?
like 70s shit, funk shit, you know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
you.
Disco, you know, whatever the hot shit was at the time, because this was going back to like 75 and shit. Like, I used to
got
have
you.
tapes of like, boom, 75 England, and, you know, he'd name them like that, and
Mm-hmm.
boom, boom, boom. You know, so me and my brother didn't even really see the value in them shits. Then,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Of
Like,
course.
we'd listen to them and dub over them shits, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And then looking back, it was like, damn,
damn, I
we
wish
was
I still
bugging,
had
you know what I'm
those,
saying?
yeah.
Like, but yeah.
Nah, that's super dope, bro.
Yeah, I don't think I had like a specific artist that I heard that made me want to rap. I just kind of like fell in love like from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So whether it was like the Run DMCs of the world, the LL Cool J's, it was just like when I first started getting introduced to it, it wasn't a lot of it, but it was more of it than it was like, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
for the cast that was older. So, you know what I mean? It just was a collective of a lot of artists, man. It was just like, because I don't even think it was a rapper that made me want to rap. That shit came from something competitive. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like, it wasn't like, oh, I was listening, I don't want to be a rap one day. It was like, nah, motherfuckers is battling.
Right.
And I don't rap. And I need in, you know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
I'm not, you know, I'm not running 40-yard dashes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got a little hoop game, but you know what I'm saying. But I need in on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I get
everybody paying attention. So you know what I'm saying. That was.
I think, I mean, I've been pretty vocal here on this platform about where mine came from, but, so I'm from Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Okay.
So California, I mean, growing up out there, like my mom, you know, she was rocking what was on the radio there, the Bone Thugs, the Easies, the Pacs, you know what I mean, the Bigs, the Ice Cube, you know, and that was cool. Like I heard that as a kid. Like I just heard it on the radio and I knew what that was. But then I came out here in '96. And then when I came out here, when I was listening, it was a whole different type of radio out here. So I think in '97, '98, DMX had 4 different joints on the radio. Get At Me Dogs.
Radio was regional then too.
Right, it was regional, exactly. So when they wasn't playing all that Eazy-E and Bone Thugs, like you know, you'll hear that once in a while. But I hear, you know, you was hearing that Rockefeller, that Lauryn Hill, that Fugees, that's what you was hearing on the radio out here. So when I heard DMX, he had How's It Going Down, Rough Riders Anthem, Get At Me Dog, and Stop Being Greedy. All 4 of them joints was on the radio. I was like, I said, what the hell is this, bro?
Right.
This some whole different shit, you know what I mean?
And it was raw.
It was raw.
Right.
Like Pac was raw, but what I was hearing on the radio from Pac wasn't the rawness.
It was polished.
It was polished.
Yeah.
It was the, you know what I mean? It was the singles. So we love Pac, Snoop, and all of that. But when I came out here, it was different. Like X, it was, you know, had the camo with the dog chain and the Timbs on. I was like, who is this? He became a superhero instantly. You know what I mean? And I think that's where I got my foundation from.
Wow. So listen, to piggyback off that, right? So we understand a little bit of his history. We understand a little bit of your history. Being that y'all are kind of, I don't want to put you in like a boom bap rap box. You know what I mean? But being that it's just a different generation, what do y'all think about the current state of hip hop? Maybe the climate was trending, et cetera. Like, what are your thoughts?
Man.
I think
motherfuckers getting a lot of money, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Bags.
They getting a lot of money.
See,
man.
and I think
Like,
it's coming to the. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, you good. I was just saying, you know what I'm saying. Like you're not gonna like everything. You know what I'm saying? That's just natural. Like you know what I'm saying. Even in the quote unquote boom bap, like it's a lot of goddamn records that I want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so with the young boys, I like a lot of that shit. Like you know what I'm saying. I don't like a lot of it too. It's so much music now. You know what I'm saying? But
There's so much.
I think it's like to the point to where it's enough room for everybody. You know, everybody wasn't tapped into hip hop early on. So you had, the gatekeepers was funneling in whatever they liked. You know what I mean? And of course, because of the different platforms you got now, don't nobody really have to go through a gatekeeper. It's like, yo, you do what you do.
Do it yourself.
You know what I mean? And so now you got it's an audience for all the different types or different genres or sub-genres within hip hop. But, now people are just starting to realize that you can, have control of your programming. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of, iPhone, not iPhones, but, smartphones or whatever becoming so accessible now, people who normally wouldn't be on the internet are now more internet savvy, so they can search for their own, thing instead of it being funneled to them through a certain platform. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's enough to go around. I mean, you got like the type of sound that we're doing, or the box or category you might put us in, is starting to gain more notoriety now. You know what I mean? In this internet phase than it has in previous years. But I think it's good, man. It's enough room for everyone. You do what you do, your fans can find it. We do what we do, our fans can find it.
So
I like that perspective. It's a great way to look at it.
I think we talked about that too. As far, I think the internet, the Instagrams and the SoundClouds and all these platforms for artists to do it themselves is for the hip hop, the avid hip hop listener like myself or a Coley. It's a gift and a curse, right? So back in the day, like a Def Jam or a record label like that, the big record labels was our only source of media. So they gave us what we ate.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? They gave us an album in January. We'd wait till second quarter to get the next food, next plate. You know what I mean? But now it's just
drop an album tomorrow,
exactly.
Another one the next day.
Right, like you said, we don't need to go through those gatekeepers anymore. It's just we load it up to SoundCloud and tell your people it's here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it is a gift and curse
to
to
go
it.
through gatekeepers because goddamn it,
The curse about it is
Shit ain't out yet.
the curse. The curse I would say with that for me, I have to sift through a lot more bullshit now.
Yeah.
So to find artists like yourselves, to find rappers and spitters that I like, I gotta sift through
A lot.
You know,
And some-
producers say that's their favorite part of the game is the digging. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, I like the mind music. Go ahead.
I think with where hip hop is right now, I think people need to be a little bit more open minded because, you know, just because somebody's good over here in the quote unquote boom bap era, that don't mean I can't go make trap music.
Yeah.
I'm an artist, dog.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I got variety. I can give you this gutter because I'm from the boom bap.
right.
Crackling on the record instrument. I'm
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
I feel you,
Yeah.
bro.
But you know, I can also give you them trap records too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think where hip hop is, they just place you.
In a box.
You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Boom bap is scary, man. Like that shit is scary.
Elaborate,
After
elaborate.
That don't
Why you say it's scary?
because like it's so limiting. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think of boom bap, I don't think of us. Like I think of like fucking like
Taking it back.
some shit that's like some shit like the drums we hearing downstairs. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit that you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, no, I feel you.
it's a look like
I know what you mean, like
you know what
no
I'm saying?
disrespect, but like an MF Doom or something like that. That's boom bap.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
like, you know what I'm
saying?
saying? Like,
Unapologetic boom bap.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think, you know, for me, for us as a collective, because we're like I say, this isn't a group. This is a collective. Because we're all solo artists.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I get
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We
I
just
get it.
built something together. So it's a
Exactly.
collective.
And it works.
Exactly.
More than a group.
Exactly.
Because we can spawn off at any time
Do your
keep the
thing.
Same
do-
Yeah.
momentum. The momentum and the quality remains.
Exactly.
You know?
and that's not seen in hip hop.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you a group, you got to be a group.
You gotta be on every
you can
track
be a
together.
collective,
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you.
make it work, get that bag,
Yeah.
Right.
come back when it's time.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
It is rare. These days, realistically, without a label like a Dreamville or a TDE, it's kind of rare to see that. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't see it out here.
Yeah.
Because they
you know what I mean?
boxing us with this hip hop, super hip hop. It's a box.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to get out of that box, and the bag gonna get bigger.
Yeah.
When you in that, it's a small bag and a small box. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They only want to put you in a venue that hold 200 people.
Right.
And come on,
Yeah.
man. It's thousands of people that love this music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to go off that, what's so three times dope? I probably listened to it at least 10,000 times. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And I think it's just those pun beats and the X beats and the old J beats. They just
And y'all, I'm
they
telling y'all,
make me feel some type of way.
and y'all skating on them though.
And y'all
like,
was skating on the joints.
skating on
Yeah,
'em.
I just bought that new swing to him, man. Refreshed them. A lot of those records you've never heard anybody else other than the original going. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
right.
You know what I mean? And a
Absolutely.
couple of them, motherfuckers wasn't even remembering. Like, damn, I know this beat. Where I like to keep it real joint. Like, motherfuckers don't remember that joint.
Yeah.
Like, they just,
Or the all for the cash. They
Yeah.
thought that.
Was the original beat?
Like y'all don't know.
Like,
that's
yo,
a
yo,
Are you
thing.
serious?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so many people thought that was original beat. And that
crazy.
that shit upsets me sometimes because especially people who like from my era, it's like, how you not know that? Like, what was you listening to?
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, but I like the fact that y'all can see that we skating on it.
Skate.
I
figure
like that
skate.
terminology.
Yeah, bro. Easy.
Yeah.
Listen,
I like that.
So what is y'all? Let me ask you. So what is y'all favorite era of hip hop? I know. I mean, you mentioned like Rakim and you said James Brown, but like as far as hip hop as a whole, as when it was flourishing. I mean, it's still flourishing better than it's ever had. But what is your favorite pocket in hip hop in time?
I had this conversation a while back, man, with some of my peoples. I think, man,
We talking
I think-
time and date, so we talking
Just
artists.
like
like
well, let's do like a
Time frame.
like
think
an
it's like-
era, maybe 4 to 8 years.
I was about to say, I think it go by like 4 years.
Yeah,
man,
I think
you know what I'm
I think
saying?
as the kids graduate high school,
Yeah.
when the new kids come in high school, that's when eras
every
change.
change because when you're like 16, 17, like that's like you can't nobody tell you shit. You know what I'm saying?
You
that's
found
like
your
that's when
superheroes.
you know whatever you like is what you like. Like nobody can't influence your decisions, especially musically at that point.
I can't really give you one. I can give you two though.
Talk about it.
The first would probably be the Dookie Rope Chain era. You know what I'm
So, like,
saying? So you talking
86 to like
maybe even 88. You know what I'm
I was gonna
saying?
say 88.
You know, the Rakim,
90.
the Big Daddy Kanes, the Cool G Raps.
yeah.
You know,
Biz,
of course.
Don't forget Biz Martin.
Yeah, Biz, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
of
saying?
course.
All that era.
EPMD.
And then when you fast forward that, Bad Boy Death Row era.
Okay, so
So
let me
those
ask.
those are the two eras that, you know, was motivation.
Perfect. I like that. So you're a little older than me. So I was born in '86. So I wasn't outside in that '88 era. You know what I mean? '89. I wasn't outside yet.
Okay.
But I want to know. What I want to know is, like you said, that was motivation. Like what was so dope about that? Like what was popping about the '88, '89 era?
Well, for me, okay, if I'm at home, right, and I see maybe Yo MTV Raps.
Yep.
And I see whatever, Cool G Rap, whoever I see, they got the Dookie Rope chains on, the 4-finger rings. They in the Benz, they in the Beamer. Now, I can leave home, go with my pops to the mall, go to Military Circle, and I'm going to see the same thing I just seen on Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah.
Okay.
At Military Circle Mall.
Okay.
So it's like you're living in the era.
In the era. I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like today, y'all looking at these videos and everybody got Mozzies and
Foreign,
you can't go outside and see that.
Yeah.
Right.
I get it.
You gotta go to LA, you gotta go to
Yeah.
Miami, you gotta go to DC, you gotta go to New York.
Whole lot of cap.
You understand what I'm saying?
cap.
So that era is more realer.
Yeah.
Realer. I get it. Trust me. I
And
understand
then while
that.
they was doing all of those Dookie Rope chains and all of that shit coming through, they was still focused on being great at their craft.
So
In
they
the
was-
midst of that, not just because I got a chain on, you supposed to think I'm great. Bitch, I can bust right now, and you're
Right.
gonna love it, and it's gonna be flawless.
And I'm gonna be looking
with
fly
all
as I
these
do it.
chains on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
That's the difference.
I got you.
There was no half-assed with that.
Nah, I'm not sliding it by because I just got Dookie Rope chains on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nah.
I'm gonna have to say, man, like I agree with him in regards to that '88 era, right? From the perspective he just gave it to you from, it's hard to disregard it when you the impact that hip hop had when you were young. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like to seeing it, like, you know what I'm saying, what cool is. This is, you know what I'm saying, the different images, you know, your special eds and you know what I'm saying, the different styles and waves of how they gave it to you. But I think my favorite era, man, is like that Bad Boy era was crazy too. That for all them eras was crazy.
93.
But I'm gonna just
92.
I'm gonna just pick that 94 to 98. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's.
See, I gotta go 93 though.
93.
You gotta include like the Wu-Tang.
I did include them.
Okay,
they
yeah.
all in 94. They,
Yep,
like
yep.
everything. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
they're in there, but
Yeah.
they kind of, it kind of started in 93.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm willing to.
I feel you. It peaked at
Because I
that
only
point.
get 4.
So
You only
90,
get
so
4.
90,
So 4 years,
so
you
93.
You
So,
peaking from 94 to 98. I feel you.
X out.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
that's like.
so it
yeah.
starts with what, like an Illmatic. That's where it starts for you.
Nah, I guess you saying
I mean,
Wu-Tang, right?
Well,
You said
was
90
already out. They was 93.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm.
See, that's
I'm in
why
that
I gotta go
94.
93 because I gotta include that Black Moon Wu-Tang.
Nah,
For
I don't-
me.
No, yeah, I'm with you.
That's what I love. That's what I
You know
love.
what I'm saying? All I
Right
need
here. Hip-hop
is
talk.
that 94, that, you know, Nas, the Raekwon in 95, you know, the Ghost in 95, you know, all of the I just need all that.
I
Biggie,
got- yeah.
Mobb Deep, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that. That's all I
Yeah.
need. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Black Moon and
Yeah.
Shining, like, for sure. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
nah,
not, I'm
I
not,
can't leave that out.
I'm
I
not
know what
leaving
that
it out,
did.
though.
I know what that
yeah,
did.
for sure.
At,
I'm not
you
leaving
know,
it out. The Shining was 95 though. I'm
Yeah, that's
alright, you know what I'm
95.
saying? I'm alright.
But
Listen,
Interstate.
man. Listen, dog.
I
I
think
got
I'm.
love for all that. You hear me? I got love for all that. But when that West Coast shit dropped,
Yes.
a lot of shit had brakes on it, man. You hear me?
Nah, for sure.
You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
listen,
And
hold on.
hold on. And the reason I'm saying
Let's
this,
talk.
Opioid Era.
Let's talk about
the
it.
reason I'm saying this is because I've never seen nobody make that much money off of gangster rap and not conforming.
Mm-hmm.
They don't push. There's no such thing as a single. I'm still talking my shit. I'm still disrespecting women. I'm still selling dope.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm
the
still
radio.
gang banging.
On the radio.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got
so
you.
it's like, I've never seen an era like that. I've never seen nobody make 300, 400 million off gangster rap.
Right.
And we haven't seen it since. We haven't really seen it since.
That's what I'm saying.
Not at all.
So that era right there
No,
was, you know.
I
See,
do
that era was-
I do.
That shit was crazy, like, because when you talk about, like, especially here, like, the West Coast really, like, all my teams is from the West Coast. Like, I'm, like, that era definitely, you know what I'm saying? But I just...
See, we totally different. Like, I'm from the West Coast, and I've came up on the East Coast. I love the East Coast culture.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start going back to all that, the Spice Ones.
Yeah,
you
see?
know what I'm
Spice
saying,
Ones,
the
yep.
MC8s,
Yeah, MC, yep.
You know what I'm saying? That shit get different. Like, he hit on it's gangster rap. That's a whole different vibe. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I'm saying, through all those artists that we can name, I've never seen no record company make 300 to 400 million off gangster shit.
Big business.
Now,
Period.
so what do you think
You know what
about
I'm saying?
what do you think about this? Because I firmly believe that if Pac wouldn't have got killed, it'd have been a totally different trajectory for Diddy and Hove. Because Pac was on their neck right before he died. Do you believe? Do you think Hove still would have been the same Hove, or
Yeah,
Diddy would have still been the same if Pac had another couple years to keep on
I
their
think
neck?
they would have ended up. I think they would have ended up smoothing shit out.
They would have probably had to.
Yeah, I think it would have. I think it would have ended up.
Well,
happening.
see, this
Because you
thing-
got to think, man. We talking about a really, really young Pac and all. You know what I mean? Like they was still young, and Pac right before he died was starting to come in and new, you know, understanding and shit. So I think it would have probably ended up smoothing over, man. You know, they would have still been two big figureheads that would have had to come. Because I mean,
See,
either it would have ended up being another situation like it ended. It would have just happened later. Or they would have smoothed it out. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it ain't no smoothing it out with Pac.
That's what I'm saying. Pac
Personally, that's
was
what I
on
feel.
Hove neck. He was on Nas
Once you
neck.
put
So
once you put that type of energy and emotion into what he said and what he meant, he felt that way.
Yeah,
Period.
But
You know what I'm saying?
But Pac would have matured though.
Yeah, he was.
Pac
He was
would've
starting to
definitely
mature,
matured.
man.
He would have definitely.
He was starting to
but
mature.
you
He
can't-
kind
you
of
can't
wanted
put
to
it-
backstep some of those
You
statements that he
can't put a
made.
date and time on maturity. You can't say if he was here another year, he would mature. To
No,
be
I'm,
that
already-
man.
but I'm
he was
saying like
already on
as
that
far as
texture.
as far as
You know
just
what
the
I'm saying?
last
How was
shit
he
that they
already on
captured.
that
I don't think so.
texture
I don't think so. I
when
think
he punched the nigga in the casino, dog,
Yeah.
he gang banging
No,
in the
yeah.
casino.
And on the-
What are you
No,
talking
we're
about? Like he on
we're
that
talking about-
shit.
I'm talking about like
He was
energy
sure.
had.
I
towards
lost
the
control,
East
but
Coast.
The East Coast. He was talking about.
He's Mild Pyro.
man.
He don't give
He
a
had just
fuck
got-
about what y'all talking about.
He
Pac
just did the
riding.
motherfucking for the people joint with like Buckshot and all them
Pac
niggas too.
Pac throwing
He was
that
running around with
blood up,
Smith
man.
and Wesson and
Yeah,
Buckshot
but
and them
nah,
niggas
what
right
you
before
with?
he died.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't see Pac
But his
conforming.
enemies is his enemies.
Yeah,
That
nah,
shit,
he was
ain't
on-
lying about that.
Yeah,
But
was
he,
on-
he wasn't really enemies with Jay though.
he was on
He wasn't
Jay
really
neck.
enemies
that
with
was
Jay.
probably-
He was
and the
on-
shit with,
Like,
with
nah,
Puff
Pac
and Big and them,
definitely fixed
everybody knows now that shit ain't had nothing to do with them.
I'm talking
And he
about
would've
then though.
eventually-
Pac,
he knew
Pac
that
was
too.
under the impression that Big and Puff was behind it. He was under
I
the
don't think
impression.
he was under that impression. I think that was the best way to go where it was more marketing attached to that.
I think at
I think
first,
That's
so.
a big part of it, yeah.
I think
I
that. I
think
think
at
it made
first
more
he
sense
thought
for
it
us to
was-
run with this. I mean, yeah, he probably
think
thought
at
at first,
first-
but he
I
figured it
think
out
at
and then he
first
didn't
thought it
backstep.
was,
He
and
said,
then
"Fucking,
once
I'm
he
mashing."
find
You know what
out
I'm saying?
who it really was, he was too
It's
too
too
deep.
far.
Too
I'm
deep
too
in it,
far.
yeah.
Gotta ride.
Yeah, I'm
gotta
going
be-
right.
gotta
Yeah,
ride.
I'm not gonna
Gotta
backpedal.
ride.
Yeah,
Point blank period.
But information like that is why I feel like he eventually would have fixed those situations.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because
Like yo,
he
I was
already-
niggas had me out in here with some nut shit.
You know what I'm saying?
And it ain't even
Especially
like
if
that.
him
Let
and-
me
him and
smooth this out.
Suge and
And
them
now
was
let's
a
get this
big part of
even
that, too.
bigger bag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Suge
Right.
was a huge part
I
of
ain't
it.
saying they would have kumbaya or nothing like that. I'm
That's just a
saying-
different time.
I'm
though.
just Jay didn't drop his first album yet. He was on Jay neck.
Nas was out. My nigga,
Nas was
because
out.
Bless,
it
was
was
Nas
written
out?
was out because remember Pop was
96?
talking about
96?
how Nas talked about
That
on.
was one.
Oh, nah, I remember Pop before he died. He complained about how Nas said I
Stole
got
his style.
shot and came out the
copied
hospital.
my
And all.
style.
That was on. It was written.
Listen,
It was
Pop
written.
died
Went
in
5 times platinum.
Listen though. Pac came out. Pac died in September. It was written, came out in the summer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So-
He said baby Nas was a baby. Nas it was written went fucking 5 times
Well,
platinum.
I'm talking. Yeah,
but it wasn't no baby.
I'm talking about that year. I'm talking about prior to it coming out. Like the album, we didn't know at that point. We didn't know it was written, was getting ready to go 5 times. I'm just saying,
at the time,
in comparative to Nas's career, at that point in time, Nas was still relatively a newer MC compared to a Pac who had the world on fire. So I'm just saying, if let's say Pac had another 3 years in him to keep bombing on niggas, I think Nas's trajectory might have. Kind of how 50 did Ja. I think Pac would have Ja ruled with a 50.
You gotta remember when
Nas
came out, nobody had the support of the music industry and hip hop the way Nas did. Like them niggas, like people looked at him like the greatest rapper of all time.
Yeah, I gotta have in on this.
In Queensbridge.
No.
Was it outside that region?
I don't know,
Hell
man.
yeah.
Let's talk. I
You
don't
gotta
know.
think at the time. All right, outside of the West Coast, the biggest producers at the time was Primo, Pete Rock, Large Professor, Q-Tip, arguably. Yep. All of these people was dying to produce on Illmatic.
Right.
Before any of us knew who it was, because it was like he said, the key word is amongst the industry though. You know what I'm saying? Like the people in the industry knew this shit is about to be some shit. You know what I'm saying?
So, but the industry. I'm talking
As
about
consumers.
as consumers. The industry isn't gonna Ja rule Nas. It's gonna be the masses who Ja rule Nas when Pac bombs on you. The industry is gonna fuck with Nas because they fuck with Nas.
You got to think about how big East Coast rap was at the time.
Yeah.
Like even though West Coast rap was as big as it was.
Let's talk about it. How big was it? Who was the ambassador for East Coast rap during that time?
Man,
Biggie.
Big Nas.
It was Biggie.
Yeah.
Nas was there. Jay was there.
Yeah, but
you know
Biggie
what I'm saying?
Biggie
Mobb Deep was there.
Yeah, Biggie was the face. He was definitely the face. And Pac didn't slow that down. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Pac didn't slow that down.
Not at all.
You're right.
Like, that shit was going.
But he couldn't slow Biggie down. But I'm talking about a Nas. He would have slowed Nas dead in his tracks had he had another year or two.
Biggie brought the East back. Once Biggie brought the East back, they was good. They were like, you know what I'm saying? They might have been in competition with the West, but once Biggie brought them back, they was doing they wanted to.
Man, if I Ruled the World with Lauryn Hill was one of the biggest records that year.
Yeah, like
That was classic. that was super.
one of the biggest
That's
records
timeless
of the year.
to this day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
Going back to the original question, my favorite era. I think if I had to pick my favorite 4 years, I think I'm gonna go from 97 to 01.
I knew, but when you told me your age, I was like, I
already knew that
you already
too.
knew
I
that.
had Cruise in my mind that
Yeah.
you were fans of
Yeah.
that I might not have really been big on,
Yeah.
but I already knew just because I was like, oh, he that era that was like right
behind us.
you know?
Yeah.
So the X's, so my foundation came from X, and then it branched out to Jay-Z and the Locks and Kiss, and you know what I'm saying. That's
You
mine.
probably got a little Dipset in there.
Dipset.
So check it out,
of
real
course.
quick.
Yo,
Yeah.
How you feel about Dipset? Because I know that was like 05-ish.
You about to get into this Dipset bag.
You
Who are you talking to?
I
bro?
mean, I like Dipset. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so they didn't impact you guys the way it impacted.
Probably not, because I mean, I was really deep in the MCing at that time, so it was like, not to take anything away from them, but I don't know. I mean, I liked
They had
Dipset.
joints,
They
like,
had
you can't
joints. I
front on
rock.
them.
Nah,
You
you
can't
can't
front
front
on
on them. They had a
crazy.
ill movement.
It was
Put it like this: during the
just at the
time, Dipset had the best club set out of everybody.
Yeah, like you was
Like, you
running
could go
that jank to that shit. Like,
Fucking probably an hour playing nothing but Dipset.
So
And then
gang,
the
gang,
momentum
gang,
wouldn't
gang,
drop.
gang.
So let me bring this
So-
home real quick. Let me bring this home because we're running out of time, unfortunately. Let me bring this home. Snub and I were having a very interesting conversation last night, right? How can I sum up the convo we were having last night?
So
about
in a nutshell,
generations.
this is what I was saying. I was saying when it comes to hip hop, right? You have, because this is the first time hip hop has ever been this old. I mean, obviously,
it's its biggest ever.
biggest ever. This is the first time all of our rappers we grew up with are now. You see them older, have kids and families, and like this. It's the first time for it. First time for everything, every single day with hip hop now, right? I was saying from a skill set level, right? My era, me and Coley's era, I'm talking maybe that 97, you know, right? So I'm talking maybe a few people before that. So your Nas's,
Big Pun,
Puns,
Ho,
that whole era there. I think that era molded the actual sound of hip hop forever. Meaning, as far as skill set,
It's not gonna get better.
you're not going to get better than
Too much
that
better than that.
era,
Yeah,
right?
you're
Because
right.
niggas can rap. Like
Yeah, but-
J. Cole can rap his fucking ass off, but
he
he's a
hasn't done
product
anything that we
we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Like, right? But he's a product of our era, right?
Yeah.
So he's cut from this cloth. Like, we got niggas like Royce the 5'9" to rap circles around any alien this world has ever seen.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna get too much better than that. 10, 15 years from now, yeah, a nigga can rap his ass off, but it's not gonna be too much better than.
Yeah.
So my argument to that, I didn't mean to cut you off. My argument to that was I really think it's generational. Like we were talking about earlier, when you're 16, you can't tell me shit. Yeah. If I think Uzi Vert's the illest motherfucker out there, he's the illest motherfucker out there, you can't tell me shit.
Yeah.
Y'all got a whole different perspective because you got to we got like a 5-year age gap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I mean, I think it's highly generational.
And I think this is perfect to have them because they're the generation right before us, right? And I was saying, so even when you guys were growing up on an Ice Cube and a Pac, right, and Cool G rap, can you guys still look to the next generation after you and look at maybe a Jay-Z or a Nas or somebody and say, well, damn, he's better than the niggas from my generation? Can you guys say that?
I honestly, yeah. I mean, I loved Kane.
I
loved.
continuously gets better.
I love, but at
it
to a point though.
From my generation, you know what I'm saying? Like,
say again.
I think Kendrick's better than a lot of people from my generation. I think Cole is as well. I think you have great when you got tiers, right? Mm-hmm. And you hit a certain tier, you amongst the aliens. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think, you know what I'm saying?
That's my point. I think the aliens start with our generation.
Nah,
that's what I personally.
Alien.
That's what I personally think.
Cool
I
G
think it's
rapper
generational,
alien,
bro.
Yeah,
it might be generational.
You're gonna have a whole different conversation, I guarantee.
Like
you got aliens in every generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got but you can't. Cool G rapper's an alien, man.
I think the argument though is the skill set has peaked with
and they kind of capped out. Is basically
now
that's how I feel. Though.
You can't get better than the aliens.
I feel like
now
that. I feel like Kendrick is as crazy as he is.
But we in a cadence era.
Can't really done.
Right, so
you have to respect cadence.
Right, yeah. So we can switch the waves. So yeah. So if the wave is melodies now, or the wave is clubs, or the wave is girl records, all the aliens can do everything that the wave is.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about the skill set. You're not gonna get better than that.
Yeah, but when I say cadence, I'm talking about like when you hear the way Kendrick approach a record, his cadence is
weaving in and out,
you know
pockets.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Andre 3000, like you know what I'm saying. So you're in an era where this is really cadence driven. This is why Kendrick and Cole are so good because they can give you the cadence but fill it with content.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But so let's take a Kendrick and drop him back down to 99. I think Kendrick would still be able to skate with all the aliens. You know what I'm saying? And
he might not be at the top, but he could. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's my point. He might not be at the top,
you know
but it starts with like. I think when you start going too far back, it becomes a little dated. We respect where it started from. That's my thing. We respect where it started from, and then once it got to about here, now, I say about 97, 98.
You're saying like a great Big Daddy Kane rhyme could not compare
with
to
a great
Jay-Z
rhyme. No, absolutely not. I don't think so.
I can't.
I don't think so.
That's why I was gonna say.
I can't really say that too.
I would go with you, but you got to go back further than that. You got to go back if you're gonna say because those guys is aliens. If you want to talk about like even Grandmaster Flash, if you want to go back to Flash and them or Houdini and them and say that it's not as lyrically,
it's a little. I mean, it's a little.
When you talk about Rakim, like when you look at Rakim,
but when we listen, let's go back. If we listen to it and be objective, I know this is your era, so when you
I'm a 90. I told you I'm a 90s nigga.
Oh yeah. So when you listen to it, it does sound a little dated. Like it sounds like okay, this was the beginning.
The sound is the music.
The rhymes, just everything. It sounds a little, you know what I'm saying? Not beginnerish, but it's like I could tell from the outside looking in. You can be like, I could tell hip hop was. It was
sound beginnerish.
It was finding his way. I mean,
let him up, bro. Opioid, let him
listen,
up.
Listen,
I just need clarity on what we're saying.
Rakim, no, and I've went back and I've listened to Rakim, but I still feel like Nas took it to the next level of version of Rocket. He took it to the next level with his rhyme schemes, his storytelling. It was just a little more fluent. It was a little more just. I think Nas did. He took it to that next level.
But I think it had to do with the production too, though.
Yeah, and I don't take away from what Rakim did.
Absolutely not.
And like, put it like this. You have to have witnessed a Rakim.
I get it.
I
get it.
I
trust
I
get
that.
You have to be in
that.
You
grow up with it, and that makes a huge.
You're right, and I can respect that because I know what that feels like to be part of it. You know what I mean?
Like before this, like you got to think about like all right, like writers, just period. You know what I'm saying? Like you have poets and shit that are revered from poems they wrote long time ago, but it's because it's like, okay, the shit that he's saying, the way he's putting together words at this time, nobody was thinking like that at this time. And you can never erase the fact that that shit was like, you know what I mean, pioneering thought at the time. You know what I'm saying? Certain shit Rakim was saying, it was like, yo, you could not help but to be affected by that as a writer after you hear that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hip hop, we good for that. Like he was saying, we're never gonna hear somebody just come out and you're gonna say, oh, they're better than Maya Angelou. Like you're never gonna put somebody above. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in hip hop, we'll just be like, yo, like. No.
But I mean, we gotta have those conversations.
No, I'm for sure, but Rakim,
I think, but
that generation had animals. Like,
I did. I know they, and I know they did, and I know I wasn't there to witness it, but I recognize that yes, and
just don't grab you when you listen to it.
You had to be in this, and it might not grab.
There would be a different.
It'd be different if I was actually, if I grew up with it and I heard it on the way to school. It would have been different. I know that. But just trying to be objective as possible, if I listen to Rakim's flow and I pop in, you know what I mean? I pop in Nas, I'll be like, Nas had it. He had the juice a little more. You know what I'm saying?
What you doing is like when the kids say that, when the kids pop in something from the era you talking about and they don't.
Not the same, bro.
So listen. We might have to part 2 this. We're running way over time.
That's cool, bro. We got this is great content.
I love this hip.
I'm enjoying
we can talk this hip hop talk all day, every day.
I got you.
No question. We might have to part 2 this.
We are gonna part 2 this
for a longer session next time.
The album be out by the time we get it.
So
we'll come back and talk about it.
Facts. So check it out. Opioid Era, man. Where can the people follow y'all? What's out right now? Just talk to the people real quick. Let them know where to find your social media, etc.
Social media, hit us up on Instagram, the Opioid Era, man. You can find us on all streaming platforms. 3 Times Dope is out. A few singles
and
out.
I co-sign that heavy.
You know, the album be out. Features from Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher.
That's
we wanted
major.
to get into that.
That's major.
Yeah, and we not stopping either. Just know.
In the clip.
Yeah, exactly.
Already.
So just be prepared. Listen,
any videos,
and
shows coming up?
Definitely more visuals.
Yeah, more visuals.
More videos for sure. And also, make sure y'all check out for any collectors out there, the vinyl's coming.
Yeah.
We're gonna do vinyls, we're gonna do physical CDs, and
the merch coming too.
Cassettes.
We'll get it. Go ahead and sign me and Coley up for 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's easy. And then I think Bless will take one, man. I'll take care of Blesses. You know what I'm saying? So get us 3, man. Whenever y'all get that shit out, we need 3.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
We appreciate that.
I appreciate y'all coming up, man. Like, I get excited when I can talk to other hip hop artists, especially people from the culture that really just know their shit, man. Because I study the game. I might have some radical opinions sometimes, but it's cool.
Everybody does.
I'm glad I can bounce them off and have some.
That's the beauty of the game.
Exactly. I love it, man. This is something I get excited for. So I appreciate you guys coming up, rocking with us.
And on this part 2 that we do, we gotta get into this Virginia rap history.
Yeah, I had a whole line of questions about all of that too.
Yeah, we got on that part 2.
Yeah,
that's what we really got to talk about, because y'all are home base here in VA, and a lot of these youngins that's coming up, they don't really know.
Or don't acknowledge.
They wasn't around. They was babies.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want off the porch.
That's the talk. I like. That's the talk.
So,
definitely.
This is
that's on that part 2. That's what we're gonna get.
We're gonna do a part. Yeah, we gonna as soon as we get off air, we're gonna lock that in with Bless, and we're gonna get back. By the time we come back, the album will be out, so we can go off some cuts, get some bars, the whole 9, man.
That's what's up.
We Need a Podcast. Snub G's, Mr. Coley, Opioid Era. We signing out, man.
Hey guys, we need a podcast.